Yo, so got a new bike, the CB400 Super 4 VTEC Revo, but I think in the last year or two they've just shortened it to CB400 Super 4 because CB400 Super 4 Hyper VTEC Revo was maybe a little bit too long and confusing as shit. So this one is the CB400A. The A stands for ABS, which it didn't always. Awesome bike. Just have to say I've just done 1,000 Ks on it. 1,000 Ks of awesomeness. It's a learner legal bike, 400cc or 399cc 4-cylinder engine with VTEC in the engine, which sort of just sounds like it would be a gimmick, but it's very noticeable. So I guess features, I've already explained the engine. It's got ABS. As far as I know, you can get there is a non-ABS version, but it's $500 difference. Figured, why not? Nice wide tires. They're decent for a stock tire. Sports Max 2s, dual disc front calipers, ABS. The rear is a disc, single, the rear suspension is Showa, so it's decent. It's decent for a 400, a bike that you wouldn't usually consider being that high end, I guess. Front forks are inverted. I guess just a comment on the looks of the bike. It's awesome looking bike. Like, you won't be able to see it here. Maybe if I get my phone out, if you can see that in the camera, it kind of has a sparkle. Hopefully you can see it on a nice day. It's very noticeable. I guess just something to note is that everything on this bike is super high quality, and you do pay a price premium for it. But all the gear shifter is great, rear brake lever is great, front levers are great. Really, a little bit of play, and then it's very, I guess, quite smooth in the delivery the whole way. Brakes, very forgiving, I guess, as well. My old bike was it would lock up quite easy, so over time I kind of got used to that, but this kind of alleviates that problem from day one. But I mean, I was already used to it anyway, so I don't really lock up my brakes ever, which is a good thing. So I'll just show you the dash startup. So it's got the time, gear indicator, total Ks. You can change that, so you've got two different rides that you can do, and it sort of averages out how much petrol you're using, etc., and how many Ks you've done on the ride. And it's got a fuel gauge as well, so that's something that's good. And it's just got neutral indicator, ABS indicator, which turns off once it hits 5 kilometers an hour. Red line is at 13,000 RPM. Something to note is when, so basically the VTEC will hit in, at about 6,500, which is sort of marked here. And once that VTEC kicks in, it really kind of kicks in. You notice it. Mirrors are decent. I guess it's sort of a style thing. Change them if you want, but I like them. Very, very nice design, sort of classic Honda, I guess. Classic sort of 80s style bike. I guess I'll just start it up. It's It's fuel injected, obviously. So the sound is really not that good. It's okay, but I'll just jump and chuck in a couple of revs. Hopefully nobody will fucking complain. Yeah. But yeah, just something to note is it's once it hits the 7,000 mark is when it gets angry. Before that, it's really quite a calm bike. So now I'm just going to jump on. I'll just do some low speed stuff. It's I guess it's a little bit heavy for its size, displacement wise, but it's not too bad. I'm still getting used to it. I guess it's a lot heavier than my last bike, and it's, you know, not ridiculous compared to something like a 600. Yeah, one thing that I think is worth noting, see, like I've got it in second, I could have it in first as well. I'll just put it back into first, but if I just let the throttle out, or the clutch lever out, and you can just sort of leave it running and it will just go quite comfortably. I think with a lot of the 250s, they won't do that, and then you can just continually chuck it up. Like it's in third gear now. It can still stall if you chuck on the brakes too hard, it will stall. So fourth, I'll just chuck it up into sixth if I can. It's in fifth now, sixth. So it'll still sort of just chug along. It's one thing that I sort of can note about this bike is when it's under 7,000 RPM, it kind of just feels like a shitty 250. But once it sort of goes above 7,000, it feels like a 600. Like it really does. This and the Street Triple, I guess, are the Street Triple's the only bike that I've spent, you know, enough time on to sort of be able to judge. But I feel this has just as much power once you're at that 6,000 plus RPM range. Yeah, so I guess I can do. Yeah, so I'm being very gentle. You can push it a lot harder. It's not even close to red line at that point. And it will just continue to go. They're not available everywhere in the world. It's sort of Japan, a couple of other Asian countries, Singapore, India, I think, has it available, and then Australia. So the UK and the US don't have it, surprisingly. I mean, it's definitely, I guess, a bit more of a niche market, but I think there's still a demand for it in places other than Australia. It's seriously just such an easy bike to ride. Like, anybody can jump on one of these basically and pick it up in no time. I think as a beginner bike, I would be a little bit scared because they're expensive. I wouldn't want to drop one of these just as a dumb beginner mistake, because they're really expensive. It's not worth it at all. So if you can maybe get this as a second bike after you've learned not to drop your bike, that's probably a better idea. And yeah, just in terms of the smoothness, because it's got 4 cylinders, I mean, it's quite unique in the, you know, lower cc bikes, most are either singles or twins at most. Yeah, so just in regards to the overall handling of the bike, it's sort of pretty well rounded. It'll do your casual commute quite well. It's a pretty thin bike for its size, and it'll also do your high speed and twisty stuff well too. It's really quite versatile in the way that it handles. I've taken this on, you know, a couple of rides in the last couple of weeks since I've had it, out of the city and twisty roads and stuff. I might just post some stuff up here. But yeah, so I mean, in that regard, it's a really great bike as well. It does everything you want. Really, it's the perfect all-rounder. In regards to commuting, it does lane split quite well. As I said, it's quite thin, so not the smallest, but definitely within a very reasonable size. So that's it. If you're even on your full license and on something like a 250, and you're looking for a bigger bike, I would still definitely consider this, because it is still quite nice regardless of, you know, if you're going from a 250 straight to a 600, it's still, I mean, this still holds up for what you want. It'll still give you that room to grow, and it's a very nice high quality bike. If you're not somebody who thinks they're going to need a leader bike at some point, then this is definitely worth taking for a test ride, because I don't think you'll be disappointed with the power. But I guess that's just in conclusion, while I do this, I just wanted to say, as a first bike, I still stand by what I said in my CB125 review. You start off with a 125, but I mean, kind of do whatever the fuck you want. It's up to you, man. Your money, your life. But yeah, this being a second bike for me, and having ridden a bunch of bikes in between, I guess, and better than this in terms of CCs, more power, this for me has been fantastic. I would still maybe see it for somebody who's on their learners who started off with a 125 or a 250 and are looking for something, you know, with a bit more power, maybe, you know, had some time to make sure they're not going to drop their bike. They're looking to get something a little bit more expensive. And this is definitely on the premium sort of end of learner bikes, the LAMS legal bikes in Australia. But I just have to say, like, I've done 1,000 Ks. I just have to say, like, every second has just been a dream. And you look up other reviews, they'll say the same thing. Like, every second they've spent on it, it's been, you know, exactly what you want out of a sort of, I guess, premium learner's bike. So this was sort of number one on my list. So I thought, oh, why not test ride it? Initially it was sort of outside of my price range, but as soon as I got on it for a test ride, I just went, oh man, like, I have to get this bike, man. I have to get it. It's so good. So that's it. Like, the only negatives I can really give to it is the price. It's pretty pricey. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's 11,000 brand new in Australia. Which, I mean, when you're comparing it to, I would definitely compare this to the 500 range, not the 300s, because it's much more powerful than those 300 bikes. Much higher quality. So if you're comparing it to the 500s, then it's more expensive than the 500s. It's the CB400F, which is the naked version, is 8,500. So this, you know, it's a fair bit more expensive than that. But as a general commuter, I'd say this is what this thing does better than probably any bike. Just how well it does everything well. Rather than, let's say, a CB400F, it's very tall. It'd be nice to cruise on. It could do everything reasonably well, but not as well as this. It's something just about this. It just feels so much better. Just the smoothness of the ride and the throttle, it's just next to none. I really don't see you saying no to a bike like this. It's fantastic.